Oh my, this was so brutal. Close underneath the 21 EMA, close underneath the 10kin. What do we do right after? We bought him up, showing us right over here that there are trap traders in this position.
Hey guys, Krisha here. Please be cautious of any fake comments and emails you may receive from people pretending to be Mango Research. Sean and I will never ever contact you for investment opportunities or anything of that sort. To get in touch with the real Mango team, make sure to join our official Discord chat using the link in the description below. Stay safe out there, and remember, do it Mango. And what's up, you guys? Welcome to the Mango Grove. My name is Krisha, and this is today's Bitcoin and Ethereum analysis video. I know, I'm very, very happy. Sean, say hi to the crowd.
Good morning, everyone, and a happy weekend. Krisha, Bitcoin, $40,000 and above, breaking that neckline at the monthly close. My oh my, things have officially gotten extremely interesting.
Wow, that was like a really slow extremely. Yes, Sean. I mean, just look at this beautiful daily close, right? This is what we wanted. We wanted Bitcoin to actually pick a side as far as, well, to the upside or the downside. Because remember, guys, we were in that squeeze-like situation. Allow me to just bring up my horizontals, and there we go. We were in that
Before we get into the charts, I know you're excited.
Yeah.
Agenda.
Okay, yes, agenda. Sorry, guys. Well, of course, we're going to be starting off with Bitcoin first. We will be concentrating more on the daily time frame, what we've essentially done here, and we will also be going on over to the monthly time frame because, well, we do close a monthly tomorrow, right? And that is going to be a very, very important picture in terms of whether or not we see continuation here. All right, or whether we actually see price get another pullback. So we'll be going over that. In addition to that, we'll of course be then transitioning on over to Ethereum. And why Ethereum? Because Ethereum won the popular vote.
Thank you, by the way, all of you. Thank you. I either wanted Ethereum or Cardano. Okay, one of the majors, and you guys gave it to us. So.
Yes, I was actually waiting on Ethereum. I think Ethereum is also looking very interesting here.
Cardano next, guys. Do it for Sean.
Yeah, the Cardano fanboys and
I know what's going on.
Just like
what's
disappeared.
Going on?
Guys, Cardano.
Jack, I'm looking at you, man.
Alrighty, so take this time to get down to the comment section and tell us which altcoin you want us to cover. And of course, the popular vote wins. Alrighty, now if you're also enjoying Mango's content so far, you like the information that we're putting out, do hit those likes because that really helps us out a lot. Right,
Indeed.
Sean?
Leave a comment down below, hit the likes, especially the comments. I wasn't able to reply to the comments yesterday. I had some issue with my phone, but I really enjoy reading the discussions in the comment section. Yeah. And you guys have no idea how motivating that is for us to read. It keeps us going. It keeps us it lets us know that, hey, this content is being appreciated and it's being engaged on, and it wants us to keep the community running and these daily videos running every single day.
Yeah. There was some really interesting conversations that happened in the comment section yesterday, so we will be getting to that right after we're done with this video.
Let's go though, Krisha.
Okay, so Bitcoin on the daily time frame. I wanted to bring up the daily first, even though the monthly is looking extremely interesting here.
I want to interject. I want to interject.
Okay.
And I think it's your turn to brag a little bit over here. So guys, yesterday, after the Catan game, very similar to the situation we had last time, but it was flipped around. After the Catan game, I gone over to the kitchen to grab some snacks, and I'm like, Krisha, did you check out Bitcoin, by the way? She's like, yep. We're going to be bouncing off the 200 EMA, definitely, and we are breaking today. And I'm like, why? She's like, my system went off. I'm like, no way. And Krisha, similar to her system on Ethereum, Krisha has a system on Bitcoin that I was not expecting it to go off. But if it has gone off around the same time that we are closing the monthly, right? But even then, I was a little bit skeptical. I wasn't paying too much attention to that. But my, oh my, she mentioned the 200 EMA, and she was so confident that we were going to bounce off it, and We did, and
Yeah.
we didn't just, bounce off it and close well. Look at that close, Krisha,
Yeah.
on that daily.
That's a convincing close. And
Jesus.
what makes that close a convincing close is because I want you guys to look at that candle here. Okay, what makes this a very, very powerful bullish candle, guys, is the fact that the close was so close to the high of that candle. So we essentially saw buyers willing to step in there and hold price there.
Yeah.
All right. They were not willing to sell at lower prices. They were willing to come in and stay there.
And
Right.
it's so important that you mentioned the candle, understanding psychology of what's going on over here. If we go back to our conversation from yesterday's video, I believe, or was it 2 days ago, we talked about how important it is to be able to tell the story, right? So let's go ahead and hide the horizontals here, guys. Hide the indicators, hide everything. And you know what? Let's keep the horizontals. So yesterday we were looking at this zone over here, Krisha, right? If you do remember. And we're looking at just this candle over here alone, and we talked about how if you looked at this candle in isolation, people are likely to look at it as bearish because it's an indecision candle. We have a doji-like candle. Call it what you will. The terminology just does not matter. And if you guys are in the C program, one of the first modules is candlestick analysis.
Yes.
And I have a huge emphasis on ignoring terminology throughout the program. In fact, I'm constantly beating down this idea of memorizing terminology, memorizing pattern names, etc. It's about understanding the psychology of what the chart is telling you. And we discussed in yesterday's video on how because of these candles, these higher lows over here going into resistance, and every candle closing green, if I were a bear, right, if I were a strong bear, and it was completely fine to be bearish over here, completely fine, by the way, okay, but I would be feeling anxious. I'd be like, these candles over here, we're drifting into that resistance with higher lows each time, and the bears weren't able to push the price down at all. And then, Krisha, to add salt to the wound, yesterday we had the dip down to take out those lows. We took out this low. At that point, the bears are like, all right, that's it. Okay, I'm going to load on the shorts, add to our positions, and what do we see instead? The continuation of the freaking trap. That's what it ended up being. Because if you look at the 4-hour, Krisha, okay, go on over to this was so brutal. Close underneath the 21 EMA, close underneath the 10-kin. What do we do right after? We bottom up with conviction, showing us right over here that there are trap traders in this position that needed to exit. Going back on over to the weekly, Krisha, before we switch on over to the monthly, you can see right over here, ever since, if you looked at this entire structure here, Krisha, left shoulder, if people looked at it that way, I know you disagree, and you're the pattern queen. So, you're the pattern queen, so we will go with your advice over there. Left shoulder, right head, right shoulder. Either way, structurally, right? This green zone broke to the bottom. We took out that low as well, right? What do we see instead? A trap. And we talked about the trap. We played that trap too. And we said that if we close that week above the green box territory, it's going to be a bear trap. And this is a complete bear trap. We're seeing the continuation of it all the way from over here, all the way through and through. We're seeing the traps on the daily, on the 4-hour, keep going and going. All the shorts squeezing out of their positions, and people who are stubborn being forced to squeeze out at higher and higher positions. And now this is all leading into the monthly, Krisha.
Yeah, and the thing is that this picture right now, even on the weekly time frame, guys, it's a bullish picture, right? Even this most recent weekly candle that we had, we barely had a wick to the downside, so people were not willing to sell at lower prices suddenly, right? We saw the bulls step in, pick price back up. Now, again, Sean, once again, we're close to the highs. But there's one thing that I want to bring up, and for that, I'm going to get on over to the 4-hour time frame. Because it was yesterday I had mentioned something, right, to you guys. I'm like, you know what, we break the 21 EMA, there's a good, and the 21 EMA came in right here. Like, there's a good chance that we get a stop at the 10-kin, right? We may get a stutter stop before we see continuation to the downside. But notice what happened here. This was a fake out, right? This was a trap. If you took your trade based on losing the 21 EMA and losing the 10-kin, you were invalidated on that trade on this candle right here.
Exactly.
You were invalidated, period. Done. It's over. And it's okay to be wrong. Now, I would have taken that trade to the downside. It was a different thing that I was in a game of Catan. But I would have taken that trade to the downside. This candle would have followed. I would have had to get out of my trade. I have been invalidated on that thesis, because now suddenly price once again, even though you can't see it, it's so negligible. We closed over the 21 EMA there, guys, as well as the Tenkin. That was a great pickup by the bulls right there, right? And one thing we had missed yesterday, we were looking at the 200 simple moving average, but this is another thing that we had brought up was the 200 EMA. Right, so we essentially even saw high time frame support swinging in right there.
So we
right?
tested the bottom of the cloud and the 200 exponential moving average and bounced off both. Oh man.
Right, so I wanted to just bring this up right here. So this right here, guys, I'm sorry, I did that too fast.
No. Well,
I'm just
perhaps.
so this white line segment that I have drawn out here, right? That was the daily 200 EMA. So just once again, I'm gonna quickly go on over to that so you guys get a good visual. Right, put that on, bring on my 200 EMA. There you go. That's the purple line swinging in right there. All right, so this is on my daily time frame. Once again, put everything back off, get on over to the 4-hour time frame, and notice where price came down to. All right, even that was a tell in that, all right, you know what, we got supported on there. Price got picked up on that region. So you get to use multi-time frame analysis and look at those higher time frame supports that we usually find has cascading effects even on your lower time frames. They're important even on those lower time frames. So these are all like signatures of trappy price action when they catch you there on the lower time frames, wherein the real play is on the high time frames.
Yep.
Right?
So, Krisha, higher time frames.
Yeah.
What's the high time frame that we should be fixated on?
Monthly.
The monthly. Let's go on over to the monthly, Krisha, because oh man, this is my dream candle right over here. We are closing above the open of last month, and what I didn't want to ask for, because I thought I'd be asking for way too much, is taking out the high of the previous candle as well. And now we've done that, guys. We've done that. This now officially can be looked at as a higher low. Right, this candle over here, and it's going to be painting a really bullish picture for Bitcoin. And this monthly candle alone, especially if we close like this, Krisha, in fact, if we close higher, if we close the monthly the way we've been closing the past few weeks, right, or the past weekly rather, with no wick at all, that's going to be really strong. I'll be looking for continuation at the very least to around 48,000 this wick over here, perhaps even all the way back to these candle closes over here to 60,000, testing a potential double top, maybe coming down, putting in an ascending triangle, bull flag, another massive bull flag on. Can you imagine that? Right, it's gonna like be turbulent for sure, but imagine a bull flag like this.
Ooh.
Okay, right, you're seeing the bull come out on me again, but with this candle things do change, because Krisha, this not only happened over here, I believe if you check out CMEs, do you have CMEs on your ticker list over here? It's
right on top there.
Is that CMEs?
Yeah, I think that's CMEs.
BTC exclamation mark. Yeah. So I believe we took out the high over there as well. Let's go on over to the daily time frame, and yeah, look at that, we took out the high on CMEs as well. So CMEs has made a new high. It's essentially the high happened, the takeout of the high happened at the right time. Let me just confirm, just cause I don't want to embarrass myself. Right over here, high 41,950, and the high over here was 41,335. So yeah, we took out the high. Yeah. So yeah, confluence across traditional quote-unquote exchanges as well as spot exchanges. Krisha, this is looking fantastic. Turning on over to the dynamic as well. That dynamic was defended. Whoa. And now, Krisha, your Ichimoku along with your 10 SMA, we still have ways to go, right? I don't say ways to go, but
I think it's looking really good. So if price closes anywhere like this, right? Tenkin, we found support on the Tenkin, on the Kijun, all levels which we actually lost during the month. Okay, we were hovering underneath all of these levels. So we took back the Tenkin, we took back the Kijun, as well as the 10 SMA. This is beginning to look freaking phenomenal. Yep. But of course, we've yet to close this, and we all know that Bitcoin is capable of some really stupid things, even during the intraday timeframes. So keep your eyes peeled on how we are, how price unfolds throughout the day. But for now, I think things are looking freaking amazing.
Krisha, right? another moment of bragging for you from yesterday's video. You talked about how it'd be beautiful to come and test that 10 SMA before we bounce, right? And what do we do? Where's the 10 SMA at? Around 37,700ish, 37,500ish, and where we come down to, I believe it was 30, not quite, but I would say, considering it's the monthly time frame, getting that close to it, I would say that that is a test of the monthly 10 SMA before seeing that continuation. So I don't think we come down before the close of this month. I think we're closing fine.
Yeah,
I would say we're closing fine.
See, as long as we maintain the support that we just sort of took out, so it was resistance then now turned into support, I think Bitcoin could actually close really, really well here. Like, look at the 1 hour time frame. It seems like, you know, we're putting in this falling channel. If it actually breaks to the upside, then it's a bull flag, right? It breaks to the downside, then likely going to see another deeper retest. However, I mean, it's looking great, even on the lower time frames.
Would you call this like a weird ascending triangle that broke towards the downside, and then you readjust your trend line and say, hey, this is a massive consolidation that broke towards the upside? Would you say that? Perhaps on the 4 hour time frame?
Yeah, I don't like looking at the lower time frames. I think you're honestly the neatest picture that's being painted for everyone right now is on the daily time frame, and that's why we have drawn out our levels on the daily time frame, right? If I just go ahead and we're on the wrong charts, I'm just gonna bring this up, right? And I look at this. Whoa, what is all these scribbles?
I know, who is that guy who does this all the time to your charts?
My goodness. He likes to... Okay, there we go. That was... Luckily, it was just one scribble. Anywho, so we had drawn out these... the zone of resistance that price was oscillating within, right? And this pretty much marked out the entire thing. Why? Because this was drawn in from historic price action. We were essentially looking at the candle body closes as well as the wicks in this region, all of which, guys, we failed to get over. We failed to actually take it out ever since we got back down underneath $40,000. Every test of 40K has been met with rejection. So this was very, very pivotal.
That was key.
Even this break was pivotal. And what made this region really cool was the fact that we saw confluence on the cloud, right? We saw cloud support that came swinging in there. So all we had to wait was 1 day. Right, we had to wait for 1 day to really figure out whether or not price would close underneath the cloud. That would make the trade very easy, telling us that, hey, the bears are in control. However, if price broke above $40,000, which once again had historic significance right here, right, we know that the bulls are in control. So as far as the daily is concerned, Sean, now people want to know, people, you know, so the last time when we got this entire sort of move to the upside, I know that people were FOMOing, right? They were, they're like, oh man, I should have gotten a bid in. I had a chance. I did not get it. However, you know, do you think price is going to come down?
Yep.
Right. So I'll tell you what I think of this chart as far as retests are concerned. I do believe that we have broken out of a structure. Okay, we have broken out of a very, very pivotal level, the level being 40K. We might very well get to a retest of 40,600, okay, which is the break, basically the resistance that we just took out that has now officially turned into support. Alrighty. You know that you're invalidated on that long position, of course, if price once again breaks down past $40,000. Keep it very, very simple for yourself, right? However, if we actually see support there, then I'm expecting continuation to the upside. I mean, that's what I'm looking for as far as retests are concerned, but of course that is going to be contingent on what Bitcoin does on your lower time frames. So if this actually breaks down further, okay, on the 4 hour time frame, then yes, we see that retest. However, if we see the bulls actually step in at this point, then I'm saying further continuation to the upside. But question is, Sean, where to? If Bitcoin actually starts rallying from here, which I think is a very, very plausible case, right? Because like you just mentioned, you're not expecting, you know, that deep of a pullback.
Well, not before the end of the month at the very least, which is today.
Yeah.
Right. I don't say I'm not expecting a deep pullback at all. I have a question for you though, right? But you just said where to, and that's exactly what I was going to ask you. Would you look at this as a potential Adam and Eve? And if you do look at this as a potential Adam and Eve, what would you mark out the measured move to? And if you don't look at it as potential Adam and Eve, tell us why.
Okay, so let's go ahead and pull up the volume, right? And I think we do have the volume to support it. this is more of a W-like formation than even an Adam and Eve. And what I'm looking for.
Yeah. So inverted Adam and Eve, W formation, same thing.
So what I'm looking for,
tomato.
This would be the measured move for the pattern, right? If I plot it on the break, which comes in at $40,000, and notice how the neckline of the pattern, guys, also lines up with $40,000, which is also a historic region of resistance. And there we go. Okay, let's go ahead and plot that measured move on the chart.
Okay,
$51,800 is the measured move of this pattern. Okay, but what? Sorry, go on.
No, apologies. Didn't mean to interrupt, but wouldn't that line up with the breakdown? There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Right. And this is another thing that Sean and I kept bringing up to you guys. For us to even start tilting bullish, we'll be looking for price to get back up over the midpoint or over the breakdown point. Okay, which comes in pretty much here at around 48,000 to 47,500. All right, that's what we personally will be looking for in order for us to still be tilting bullish. Before that, guys, we only are going to be gunning for the ranges.
Yeah,
right?
Because, Kusha, you mentioned how you're not looking for a deeper pullback, right? Or rather, you would not be looking for a deeper pullback just yet.
Yeah. It's only once price actually breaks back down below $40,000 will I be looking for a deeper pullback. But if we just stay like this and we just come for just a gradual sort of retest of $40,000 and the bulls actually manage to hold it at that region, I am expecting continuation over there.
Okay, so what I want to point out to everyone is to be a little bit more prudent on the higher time frames and looking at it, because now what you want to be looking for is hunting for that high low on the weekly time frame. When it does come, right, I think it's going to be surprising a lot of people who again might get a little bit too exuberant on FOMOing. If you're FOMOing into positions at this point, you have to do it with your eyes on the chart and be active. Okay, be active on, like, don't get complacent, don't get negligent, don't put on a position on the daily time frame and go on a weekend vacation, right? Leave for like camping or hiking. And I'm saying all this because I've made those mistakes and I've paid a price for that, right? So if I'm I'm putting on a trade because things are looking really good and everyone's getting really confident, it's more imperative that you're focusing and on the charts, because you're going to be giving away money to the market uselessly if you have a busy end of the quarter, right, or rather end of the month, and you don't have the time to pay attention to the charts. I would be looking for that weekly high low, okay, to be put in, which we've not done yet.
Yeah,
we've not done yet. We've put in a new high on the week, which is a real we've put in a new high on the weekly time frame, which is a really good sign. Okay, but now we don't know where this is going to stop, right? So this high could be here, it could be even here for all we know, but I would think at the very least we'd see a pullback somewhere around this region, okay, where you've marked it out, right? Just to the structure of this, right? You have the W, we have the up thrust, maybe we have a trade on the daily time frame going from over here to the top of the cloud, okay, but the high low, where and when does it come, and how deep do we get it? Does it come this deep, or does it stop somewhere around here? We don't know that, but either way, that would be a easier mango stress-free trade if you are not managing your trade actively, right? There are a lot of trades that I take, guys, I don't talk to you guys about because I'm a full-time trader, right? So I can manage my trade all the time. You guys can't. So in Mango, our philosophy over here is to gear the trading approach for everyone at home as well who doesn't have the time to manage a trade every single moment of the day. So keep that in mind when you're watching day traders who are trading on the 5-minute time frame, right? Those guys are managing a trade far more than even I could ever want to manage my trade. So be a little bit more mindful of that.
Yeah, try and sort of mold it around your lifestyle as opposed to the other way around. So yeah, this is what Bitcoin is doing. As far as ranges are concerned, I do believe that price has penetrated a brand new range of price action, which on the daily, let's just quickly get on over to the daily once again, zoom out of this picture. The next immediate range, okay, we're looking at immediate ranges here just based on daily price action, I think comes in right around this region.
I believe that's the daily 200
right,
moving
44,000,
well.
yeah, 44,800.
Yeah, that's another thing to keep in mind, guys. We've not taken out the daily 200 just yet, so perhaps that's where the weekly puts in.
Ooh, look at the
that.
confluence.
Yeah. So perhaps the weekly puts in its high over there, right?
Yeah. So yeah, eyes peeled on the 200 simple moving average, because that is going to be the next major target to the upside. All right, 44,800 from where price is at right now to that region. That's going to be another good 8% to the upside. Alrighty, so, and you know what, Sean, Bitcoin moving up is also good for the altcoins, so I won't be surprised even if some of the altcoins actually start ticking to the upside with Bitcoin's move. So now that is the first target to the upside. However, please know that this is only on the daily time frame. If for whatever reason, I'm going to get rid of this for now, get on over to the weekly time frame, because Sean, we close a weekly as well as a monthly, right? If for whatever reason we close over 40,000, all right, on the weekly time frame, the next major region of contention, okay, comes in at 45,000. Going all the way up to the breakdown point. We start getting up over to 45,000, Sean. I will not be surprised if we actually see our way up to $48,000 or $47,000. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. This weekly close and monthly close happening this weekend is going to be so critical. This is a bottoming formation, right? This is a bottoming formation. The question is, do we see a mini cycle rally into resistance on this neckline over here, only for us to come in and see a rejection, or do we see continuation, right? Question is, do we put in a high or low on the weekly time frame, or do we just put in a lower high on a structural basis and then eventually come in and take out these lows over here, right? That's the big high time frame question. And with that monthly close, Krisha, I'm leaning more towards the bullish angle.
Yeah, but guys, monthly has yet to close, so wait on that close. We all know, for those of you who've been in the space for a long time now, you guys know that Bitcoin is capable of a lot of things, even during the intraday timeframes. We have seen 20% dumps, 20% pumps in a matter of 1 hour or even less, right? And that can change the picture entirely. So you know, wait on that close. Do not FOMO in here. I'll say that. Do not FOMO. Have a plan and have those invalidation points in place.
Yep.
Right? But these are our most immediate targets. So immediate target to the upside comes in at around $45,000. We start breaking 45,000, and I'm saying 48,000 to 51,000. Here we come. All right. If for whatever reason Bitcoin actually starts breaking back below $40,000, essentially getting back on over to the daily, essentially the range that we just took out here, we start breaking back below that region, I'm saying further down we come, likely going to test $35,000 once again. All right. Now, yeah, these are the most immediate targets on the chart. Anything else to add to this before we jump on over to Ethereum, Sean?
Nope. I think we covered a lot.
Perfectamundo. Now, guys, remember, if you want us to cover any of the altcoins that you are looking at, take this time, get down to the comment section and tell us which altcoin you want us to cover. Alrighty. So USDT on Binance, I guess. Binance is good. And let's get on over to the weekly time frame. Okay, look at that. Well, that's a descending triangle, which I thought was a descending triangle. Sort of just, you know.
Everything trap.
That picture got turned over.
So interesting. Depending on how aggressive the next leg is going to be, Krisha, I think we could see numbers that are going to surprise a lot of people. So it's time to wake up. If you guys have been asleep, it's really time to wake up.
Yeah. Okay, I think this was the chart that we were using. Was this the chart? Were we on Kraken?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Actually, let's just get a new chart. Fresh chart, Coinbase. All right, it's not fresh enough, clearly. Alrighty, all right, fresh charts. Thoughts on this? Let's go ahead and pull up the Ichimoku cloud first off. I usually use the simple moving averages for Ethereum. Just a quick heads up on that. And you know what, Sean? I think we may have had a very, very similar W-like formation actually playing out on ETH as well. If I get on over to the daily time frame, and what do you see here? All right, look at how neat that is. Just gonna go ahead, smack horizontal on there.
I see now,
boom. Yeah. Right, let's go ahead and take the measured move for Ethereum. Ethereum on the daily. Plotted on the break. Where does that take us up to?
3,000.
Yeah.
Nice.
Right, so I think this is also very...
That's a good trade there.
Clean picture, top of the cloud. So notice what's happening here, guys.
To you too, ma'am.
That's actually pretty cool. Notice what's happening here, guys. The neckline for the W-like formation actually lined up there with the Kijun. So we managed to take out both regions of resistance, which has now turned into support. Price actually got back down here yesterday to give it an official test before we got picked right back up. Right, so this is beginning to look very, very good. I am actually expecting continuation to the upside. I think the first region, at least in the intraday timeframes, is going to come in here. Right, it's only once, and that sort of will line up with the midpoint. It's only once we start getting back up over that will I be expecting for continuation to 3K. What are your thoughts on Ethereum, Sean?
No, we have a really neat range over there that you've marked out for the viewers, so I really don't have any thoughts. You've done a great job over here. Bottom of the range, middle of the range, and top of the range, lining up at the top of the cloud. Bottom of the range, lining up with the Kijun. Yeah, that's pretty much the ranges to be played until we break towards the top of the cloud, at which point I believe the trend trades would actually be activated. We could take a look at the monthly because, hey, Ethereum's closing the same month. What do you know? Coincidence. Ethereum's monthly isn't as beautiful, but let's see. Ooh, if we see a massive move, right? Today on Ethereum, and by the way, I would not put it past Ethereum to shoot up like $500. I would not put it past Ethereum at all. And if we do close the month somewhere around here, okay, at around 2,800ish, so that's only $400 from where we're sitting at right now. That's going to be a bull flag right there. And then suddenly Ethereum,
just get rid of all the lines.
Okay,
yeah, just do that.
So essentially we could just do this, right? And we're going to have a it's not the prettiest, but to a candle closing basis, you could kind of look at it as a bull flag. I'd be looking at it as one at the very least. And then the next month, if we do close above 3,000, I'd be looking for a retest of around 4,500ish. So yeah, that's
you actually marked out something really cool there. I didn't see that. You're right. Damn. Guys, the red line that Sean just marked out for you guys is that line, is the measured move of the W-like formation.
Oh, okay, there we go.
We actually start closing up over that region. The monthly is going to start looking freaking bullish as hell.
So if we see the measured move hit today, right?
That may be, and especially if we see a candle body close over that region, that is going to be a deadly close by Ethereum. At which point, I don't know, the macro signature suddenly changes.
Exactly what I mean.
The macro signature changes. So I would not get overly bearish, or even like, I'll be very prudent even when putting on short positions. If I'm looking to hunt for a lower high on the macro timeframes, I'm going to be very prudent. If a market leader, even Ethereum in itself is a market leader as far as the altcoins are concerned, Sean, if this actually starts putting in another close high, prudence is going to be necessary for the bears. Okay, so don't get too dewy-eyed.
If again, if we see aggression towards the upside, I think we'd see numbers that would surprise people by the end of the year. However, if we start drifting, right, we can keep our current approach in place. So guys, there's a difference between someone who is trading and someone who's just trying to do analysis and be right all the time. You're going to find people who are just doing analysis. They want to be right. Because that's where they're getting a lot of their gratification from, being right. Now, while people who are traders want to be right, everyone wants to be right because it makes you feel good. Traders are more focused on increasing their account size. So as soon as they're wrong, they're willing to switch towards the other side, and now hey, they're suddenly right again, right? So have no qualms about switching sides. Okay, anyone who makes you feel bad about that, just remove them from your world, remove them from your life, because they're toxic and they're not conducive to your trading journey. As a trader, you're going to be wrong, and you need to be switching to the wrong side. You need to literally be flip-flopping as soon as the market switches directions, because if you were stuck on that bearish trade on the weekly time frame at 28k-ish and you were hell-bent on being right, no, it's eventually gonna go down, you guys just wait. Hey, and you know what, maybe it will go down, maybe it will go all the way down to 19k, 18k. Well, look at the opportunity you're wasting sitting in a losing trade, okay, with your equity being tied up in a losing trade while the markets are moving in the wrong direction. It's too much opportunity cost for that move. So just be ready to switch sides, guys. Be okay being wrong and take advantage of this amazing opportunity that the crypto world is offering us.
Yes, sirree. Now, I mean, you guys have our most immediate targets for Ethereum. Let's quickly just get on over to the daily very fast. I want to talk about downside targets. If, for whatever reason, guys, we start losing the neckline that we just took out, right? Look at the W-like formation. Just go and smack it on these candle body closes right here. We start losing that to the downside, and the first region, the first test is going to come in only at $2,000. Okay, which comes in right around here. That's the next sort of move I'll be looking for, contingent on us losing. I'm looking for candle body closes underneath $2,300. All right, keep it simple. We start seeing further continuation to the upside. First stop, 2,500, going all the way up to 2,851, which is the measured move of the W-like formation, which also lines up with the monthly high. We live over that region. GG for the bears. All right, at least on the monthly time frame. The monthly is going to start looking so good,
Yeah.
Sean. But okay, yeah, this is all we have, honestly. Sean, anything else to add to this before we wrap it up?
Nope, I think we've covered almost everything and then some. So until tomorrow's video, guys, do the mango way, do the stress-free way, do the easy way, do the breezy way. Ciao.
Ciao, you guys.